Hey traders, welcome back to the FXE YouTube channel. We had some beautiful price action yesterday, and once again my weekend analysis played out perfectly on Monday, and because of that I'm back for a quick update. So let's start off with yields first. So you can see the 10-year and 30-year, they came well above 5%, and after that they had a reaction and started to come down. The daily fair value gap, the first one, has been completely filled now, and it looks like they're targeting the lower one now. So lower daily fair value gap here. I also want to show you something else. I'm going to zoom out really quick. So this is a monthly time frame. I want to show you what happened the last time we came above 5%. This triggered the reversal. I'm not trying to say that we're going to reverse from here, but this is a strong level of resistance. We could see a bigger reaction from here. Next, on to DXY. On the daily time frame, we can see that EU came down, swept the sell side liquidity, and closed below the daily fair value gap again. We're currently resting right above this weekly fair value gap. It looks like we created relative equal lows now. So a pullback to clear some inefficiency and then continuation to the weekly fair value gap could make a lot of sense. But keep in mind, we did hit sell side targets already. It could just as easily reverse from here. Moving on to the 4-hour time frame. So price action was just beautiful. We retested the fair value gap as I was hoping, and then we had a push down thereafter. It was a little choppy during New York session, but in the end we continued to the downside. We created a massive fair value gap on the way down. So from here it would make sense if we retested this fair value gap and then pushed down to the weekly fair value gap. After that, we'll just have to wait and see what DXY wants to do next. Could push lower, but at the same time it could just as easily start reversing from there. Now onto EU, starting with the daily time frame. You can see that we came into the inversion fair value gap as I was expecting, and then shot up from there. We broke daily structure, and we also swept the buy side liquidity that I was targeting. We still have a daily fair value gap above, which would be nice to be retested. For me, short-term targets have been reached, so I wouldn't be surprised if EU reversed from here. But at the same time, I feel EU may go higher. With all the news today, it wouldn't surprise me if we made the high of the week today. Now looking quickly at the 4-hour time frame, you can see we have that massive fair value gap just below the current price. This would be the area to watch to see if we get further continuation to the upside. If you look at the 15-minute time frame, so we created some sell side liquidity right here. We have a small little 15-minute fair value gap right here. In Asia, if we can push down and sweep the sell side liquidity, and from here either have a massive reaction or have a shift, I'll be looking for buys from here. For me, Asia seems like a safe bet for continuation, knowing that we have a lot of news in Europe session and New York session. So if we can get that continuation early in the day, then I'll take it. And then for London, maybe some more continuation, but New York is the one I'm going to be a little cautious about, because that's the one I think that we potentially could see a reversal. So far, EU has done exactly what I was hoping for when I did the weekend analysis. We've come to the buy side targets already. We have heavy news today, although EU could continue a little higher. it could just as easily reverse at any time. Short term, I'll be looking for longs, but I'm thinking we could see shorting opportunities later today. Ideally for the midterm, I'm hoping we consolidate in this range long enough for the monthly candle to close in order for a monthly fair value gap to be created, and then hopefully we get a retest of that fair value gap before reversing. But we've already hit buy side targets and we still have a week before that candle closes. Today's news may be a good indication of what's to come. If EU does come down, just monitor how low it goes. Anyways, that's it for me. Trade safe and see you for the next one. Peace.
Black Swan.